Hi guys, on this video you will be learning about absolute value. The absolute value of a number is the distance between the number and zero on the real number line. Distance are measured as positive unit or zero unit. Consequently, absolute value is never negative. Absolute value answers the question how far from zero, but not the question in which direction from zero. The notation used for absolute value is two vertical bars. So if we have an absolute value here, sorry about that. So they are typically denoted by two vertical bars like that. So let us say x here. So you have to read this one as absolute value of x. Algebraically speaking, if we are looking for, just in this example, absolute value of x is equal to x if x is greater than or equal to 0. The same way with the absolute value of x is equal to negative x. This is if x is less than 0. While it is understood that the absolute value yields a positive result or 0, you must be a bit more careful when stating this concept using the variable such as x. One never knows the value which may replace the variable such as x, as it could be positive or it could be negative. Let us take a look at and analyze this problem. So if I have here x is equal to 5, this could be mean the absolute value of 5, okay, is equal to 5, since 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, or in the other on the other side of it, if I have here x is equal to negative 8, okay, this is a negative number, but if you put the absolute value of a negative 8 will give me a positive 8. The absolute value of a negative 8 will be positive 8, since your negative 8 is less than 0. All right, so that is the concept of absolute value. Again, we are measuring distance of a number from 0, so there is no negative answer to this. So let's proceed with our first example. Our first example, what is the absolute value of x in 7 is equal to absolute value of x plus 2? First is we have to solve for x by isolating the absolute value expression on one side of the equation, right? Because we have the plus 2 there. So what I'm going to do is, if I have 7 is equal to the absolute value of x plus 2, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 2 both sides. So I'm going to subtract 2 here. Of course, this will be canceled out. So it will be the absolute value of x. The absolute value of x is equal to 7 minus 2, which is 5. So use when we are going to graph this, okay, we have two answers here. Um, we have 5 units, which is positive away from 0. So this is how we do that. Or we can have another graph that is, of course, 0 is here, and then negative 5. It's 5 units away from your 0. So there are two answers here. It can be going to the positive side of it, okay, or going to the negative side of it, so the distance. All right. So the solution for the solution for this one is that again, the solution is x is equal to negative 5 and x is equal to positive 5. All right, so if you are going to check your answer, so let's say we are checking our answer if they are right, okay? So you just plug in. So 7, is that equal to, this is a question mark, is that equal to the absolute value of negative 5 plus 2? So 7, is that equal to 5 plus 2, which is 7 is equal to 7, okay? Or we have 7, the absolute value of 7, is that equal to the absolute value of 5 plus 2, which will give us 7 is equal to 5 plus 2, which is 7 is equal to 7. So both answers are right, okay, for this example. Next example is we have, what is the absolute value? Let's say B. So let's start here on B. So what is the absolute value of x in absolute value of 2x minus 3 is equal to 1? So there are two answers here. First is we have to write and solve the equation for the two possibilities. The expression inside your absolute value symbol can be positive or negative. So the expression can be 2x minus 3 can be equal to 1 or negative 1. So we are going to do this way. So I'm going to divide this. And then I have here 2x minus 3 is equal to positive 1. Or it can be the negative part of it, which is 2x minus 3 is equal to negative 1. And then from there, you can solve. So we have, you add 3 both side here. So I add 3 both side. I add 3. This will give me 2x. All right, I'll just change that with color blue. It's changing. So we have 2x. Of course, this will be canceled out. Is equal now to 4. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Thus, your x is now equal to 2. Okay, so that's one of the solutions. And then here is you add 3 both sides, add 3. Of course, this will be canceled. So you have 2x is equal to 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2, which will give me x is equal to 1. So what are the solutions on this absolute value? The solutions are x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 1. Okay. Next example, letter C. What is the absolute value given on this problem? Let's see, letter C problem. Not that one. There you go. What is the absolute value of x in 3? The absolute value x plus 6 plus 8 is equal to 5. So we have to follow 2 steps here. Step 1 is we have to isolate the absolute value expression. Of course, we have to subtract 8 here. So I have 3, the absolute value of x plus 6 plus 8 is equal to 5. So I'm going to subtract 8 both sides. So minus 8. This one will be canceled. So I have 3, the absolute value of x plus 6 is equal now to 5 minus 8 will be negative 3. Now, your absolute value is considered to be as one group, all right? The common error here, most students, they do distributive property here. So please do not do that. Do not distribute your 3 here because, again, they are not multiplying. Your 2 vertical line here, it's that means it's the absolute value. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3 so that you will cancel the 3 here. So you only have now the absolute value of x plus 6 is equal now to negative 1. Okay, so from there, you have to solve for x. So from here, we are now going to solve for x, but, okay, but it is equal to a negative number. Now, because the expression here is x plus 6 is equal to a negative number, which is -1, then I could say that this equation, or this equation has no solution. So the absolute value of a number is a distance and cannot be negative. So always remember that. If your absolute value is equivalent to a negative number already, then it's no solution.